This tutorial will cover Microsoft Word project chapter 4 for COMT 12,000 personal productivity software. Before we get into the project itself, I want to just mention that for this project and many others, there will be data files that are required. Before starting the project, I created a folder on a USB drive. I called it 12,000 data, of which I placed all of the unzipped, uncompressed files from the data files that were located in Blackboard Learn. So probably best to do that before you start into the Word project and other projects, so you have those all at your disposal. So I'm going to actually jump into the Word project right now. And what I typically do before I start a project is do a couple things. First, I'm going to save this project. I'm going to save it on my USB drive. I'm going to make a new folder called Word Projects, and I'm going to save it in there, call it Project 4. I think the book will have you name it something different somewhere in the project, and that's fine. You can name it whatever you want, just so you remember what it's called. Something else I'm going to also do, they have you turn on the paragraph symbol. I'm going to do that, although sometimes I may turn it off and on because it can be distracting. I'm going to hit enter a few times also, and you'll see why that can be handy. And then the last thing I do typically, and you can't see this on my screen, but in your textbook on the beginning of each project, for example, on page WD 202, I mark that page with a paperclip or a pen or something along those lines, because I can reference back to the end project, because they put the end, what it's going to look like at the beginning of the project, so you can kind of reference back to that. So that being said, I'm actually going to jump in here now, and they have us type in some words. All Seasons Health Club, and let's see, they have us set the font for both of those to be 72. The font style is Berlin Sans FB Demi. They have us center the text. Okay, and I'm doing this pretty quick because I went ahead and went through the project and made some notes, and this tutorial will help you if you get stuck along the way. Okay. As far as formatting this goes, the top text will remain a black text, and the bottom one actually gets changed to be a red. And what they have us do is put a box around each of these, and the way to do that is click somewhere in this line of text, go to Borders and Shading, go to Custom. They want this to be red. I believe they make this a 6-point box, and then you put the box around the areas, and that's how that's done. They also, for this part, have you shade that box and make the text white for the All Seasons. White. There it is. Same operation down here below. We're going to use the page borders, but they have you do, I believe, an orangish looking box. All you do is change this to say orange or yellow. It may appear different on different screens, and I'm not going to be too picky about the color scheme. And the last thing they have you do is they have you remove the space between these two boxes by going up here and go to line spacing and remove space after paragraph, and that butts the two up against each other. Yeah, I don't like that color of that one, so I'm going to come down here and change that to a little bit darker color. So border shading, make that color. I think the book may tell you specifically which color to use, but again, I'm not terribly picky about that. So I'm going to save this again. Always save it every step of the way, or several steps, in case something goes wrong.